Hey, what's up? Here we are. World Wrestling Live, Wrestling World, Wrestling Nation. We're here, 2 o'clock show on a Monday, and we have another amazing college coach in our country. It's the head assistant coach at West Liberty. He was also a wrestler that was part of the first class at Wheeling Jesuit, which is in the same town as the college he's coaching at now. He was a 2020 Costa Rican World Team member, and he's from Columbus, Ohio, which is another hotbed for college wrestling. And he's Coach Max Lacey, and he's with us today. Hey, what's up, my brother? How you doing, sir? And welcome.
Thank you. No, I'm doing well, man. Good to be here. I'm happy to get to talk some wrestling. You know, it's been a while, so I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Like I tell everybody, I'm absolutely honored to talk to everybody and have them on here and let them speak about this amazing sport and what it's meant for them and what they're doing to give back, and just a lot of cool stuff. And I know that obviously we've all been affected by what's going on right now. Talk a little bit about what you've been doing to keep yourself sane, but also to keep your wrestlers, the ones you already have, your incoming wrestlers, and what are you doing to stay in touch, keep them motivated, keep them in the direction of just being ready for when the time comes to get started.
Yeah, we've as a staff we sort of took some initiative and broke the guys up into smaller groups, just because for us to communicate with like 42 something guys, it's we're spread pretty thin, so we broke them up into smaller groups. And now that things have sort of calmed down, they're on a strength and conditioning plan, so they're working hard at that, and we're just monitoring weekly progress, and everybody's getting strong. And I know all the guys are chomping at the bit to get back on the mat. So I think that they're working hard, and any challenge we throw at them, they're ready. So
yeah, good, man. That's awesome. And I know you're up there. Where is that? Wheeling Jesuit? Is it West Virginia?
Yes, sir. Wheeling, West Virginia.
Cool. So you're right in that little hotbed right by the Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Ohio, West Virginia. So you got a lot of good wrestling going on around.
Definitely.
What I've learned from this amazing show.
Yeah, the people around here really like wrestling. The youth wrestling's big, and Pittsburgh's 40 minutes down the road, so there's always people talking about wrestling, or some tournaments or clubs going on. It's a good place to be.
Awesome. Well, hey, good to see what you're doing there. Talk about Liberty Wrestling and what you're doing there, and the growth of it, and what your goals are, and obviously what kind of culture and philosophy are you and the coaching staff instilling in your room?
Yeah, it's so West Liberty, for those out there that are familiar with Division II wrestling, is like a program that has a lot of history, and with things happening the way they happened at Wheeling Jesuit, and sort of like a crosstown rivalry. At first it was a little weird, but now it's business as usual, and we're just trying to get guys that want to work hard, and that want to invest in one another. That's our big thing. And if we're at practice and you're not wrestling hard with your teammate or your training partner, you're cheapening his value. So we're hard on one another just because we care, and we want to compete at the highest possible level.
Yeah, that's great. And obviously, to get those kids in your room, you've got to do some recruiting. So I'm sure you're out there. Right now, I would say you're out there hitting the pavement, but right now you're out there hitting the Zoom.
That's sure.
Right. Talk a little bit about, first of all, obviously recruiting's changed. You've got to do it through the devices now. But two things: obviously, the type of student athlete you're recruiting, the intangibles you're looking for, and also, academically, what are you offering them? Why Liberty?
Yeah. So West Liberty is got great value. It's a state university in West Virginia, and it's we got a lot of great programs here. The nursing program, the big one is dental hygiene, and so people in this area, those are probably two of the larger ones that we're known for specifically. But as far as an experience and what type of guys we're recruiting, we want kids that are disciplined. Obviously those are things we're going to build as we're trying to take a young man and essentially mold him into someone that could be a good husband or be a good father in the future that's ready to take care of business when they graduate college. So people that are disciplined, people that want to work, and passion. If you've got the passion, and you may not even have the talent, but you have the passion and you want to work, like, we believe in ourselves that we can make you good. We can make you elite. So people that we want the gritty mat rats, the guys that just want to scrap all day. That's what we want.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And what would you tell kids? I mean, there's a lot of kids out there that, and I ask, probably all the college coaches, this is, how do you tell them to prepare for the next level, coming from high school to college? Because I think a lot of kids, whether they're okay, decent, good, great, excellent, it's still a transition that they have no idea about.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I think this was Coach Irwin sort of implemented is training for something. So in that block between that summer between you graduate high school and you're coming into college, pick out some events and train for those events, because in college generally training works in cycles. So if that summer you're in the weight room and you're on the mat, but you have no goal in sight, it's going to be hard to gauge your growth or really see progression. But if you're training for Fargo, or you're training for senior nationals, you go compete, you make weight, you stay in shape, you compete, you make weight. Before you know it, the fall's on you, and now you're in pretty good shape, so that when we put you through some grueling preseason workouts, you're going to be able to actually get something out of it, as opposed to just being reduced to a puddle on the track.
Yeah. Now, is there something? Is there part of wrestling matches that may be different at the college level and the high school level? I mean, I know there's riding time and things like that, but as far as, do you need to be better at hand fighting? Do you need to be better at top or bottom? Is there a transition, or is it just, get in the best shape you can get into before you get here?
There's definitely a transition. Setups, working your setups. Chain wrestling is something to work on, but that just comes with time. But a big thing with me is, especially being from Ohio, where we're a predominantly takedown state. A lot of times even the referees are hitting guys for stalling on top. So getting used to not cutting guys, even if you can take them back down. Ride, look for a turn, build your sequences on top. Maybe you're running near wrist, maybe you're looking to throw a boot in, build those positions so that when you do come to college and it's imperative you keep somebody down, it's not a whole new world.
Yeah. And so you chose to go the D2 avenue, right, with your wrestling career? And what was it about D2, and now that you obviously know it and have coached in it, why was D2 your choice, and talk about it?
Division two. For me specifically, the Wheeling Jesuit was comfortable, and Coach Doyle, who was the one who recruited me, was just like, he was like a charismatic dynamo. After the meeting him, I was like, I want to wrestle for that guy. He had big aspirations, big plans, and I wanted to buy in. That being said, I wanted to be out of state, but I wasn't, the title of Division I, Division II, or Division III wasn't something that was, crucial for me, but I just wanted to wrestle bad. And I was told by someone in high school, go where you're wanted. And I felt like Division II was who was wanting me. And so that's where I went.
Now, I'm a kid that is good enough to go to a D1 school, definitely good enough to be at a D2 school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not me personally, but I just in general, I'm a kid that's doing that. So tell me why it would be more beneficial for me to go to a D2 school than a D1 school. I've had some coaches say that they chose the school based on Well, at my weight, there was 5 guys there, where at my weight here, I had an opportunity to start where there was only 2 guys in front of me where I could compete, stuff like that, smaller classroom size, whatever you find is important.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps with the transition phase a little bit, like the smaller class size, actually knowing professors by name, being on good terms with the admission staff. It's a little more personable in a smaller environment, especially for someone that maybe didn't have all straight A's coming out of high school like myself. It was easier to get my hands around the university and get comfortable. As far as wrestling goes, I think that at a lot of Division I schools, you may go and be recruited on full ride or partial scholarships, what have you, and maybe you're not like the centerpiece. You know what I mean? Maybe you're not one of the 10 or 20 guys that is immediately threatening to be on the podium or something. I think that Division II is all about development, so they get you in. They're not, yeah, we want talented guys, but we want to develop guys, so you come in and you're state place or state qualifier, maybe state champ. We're going to develop that and make you just as good as you could have been in Division I with just more focus and attention, because we at West Liberty, we train, there's only so much you can train before you reach the diminishing law of return, so
Sure.
The only real difference is strength of room and numbers. Like, we train hard, we train smart, and we have great technicians and we show great technique.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm sold. Hey, yeah. Patrick Bookman just said Max Lacey, one of the best to ever do it. That's your guy. So I know that something that you're very passionate about is freestyle. I mean, you went on and you competed at the world level for Costa Rica, and talk about why freestyle wrestling is important. I know we had discussed, and you had mentioned something about maybe it growing in the USA if it hasn't grown at all. What levels do you think it needs to get to, or is it already there?
Yeah, I just think that in the USA, we love our folk style. It's our thing, it's our little niche. But I think freestyle, the skills you learn from it, as far as mat positioning, is huge in freestyle. Another thing is just generally hip awareness, and being able to keep your hips high, or in parterre position, keep your hips low, just sort of generally build that body awareness. And I think it goes a long way in freestyle, because to score 2 points, you just have to expose the back. So rather than always looking for a setup to a shot, to a reshot, to a finish, like this ladder system, you're just always looking to get your 2 points whenever you can. It might not be a position or a setup that you've practiced a million times, but because you're mentally aware and you're aware with your body, oh, he's off balance, I can pressure here, use this leverage to get a quick 2. And just feel like it builds that sharp tooth.
Yeah, and speaking of another style, I mean, I had Coach Dennis Hall on, and he's a big Greco guy, and Coach Betterman and Nate Angle and those guys, and then and they speak on the importance of Greco getting growing. Definitely, is Greco something that you kind of messed with, or for you?
It's been mostly freestyle. I wrestled Greco in a tournament or two, but my high school coaches were big Greco guys, and so it helps a lot with positioning. And I think Greco to me is like chess, whereas freestyle is like checkers. And so positionally, to be good at Greco, you have to be so sound and so disciplined in your positions. And I think mentally that's very good, as well as also just building wrestling's position, just building that position, not giving away the underhook just because I can clear it and then go to a shot.
And then you're getting thrown. No good.
Yeah, I mean, and then you're on the Instagram. It's just level from there.
Yeah, there he goes. Yeah,
exactly. White mile.
Jacob Simpson, Coach Pitbull Lacey.
Jacob Simpson, that guy's a workhorse, man.
Yeah, man, he's awesome. So Hey, so tell us how you ended up in Costa Rica.
So yeah, I had dual citizenship. My mom was an immigrant from Costa Rica, and after finishing in my college career, it didn't really end the way I wanted, and I thought I was done with wrestling, but I was still thinking about it all the time. I was watching Flow, I was watching matches, I was still on the mat, and so I thought, man, I love to travel. I want to compete. Uh, I'm gonna reach out to Costa Rica and see what's going on, and I did, and wrestled a tournament in Panama where I ended up wrestling the national rep, the 97s from Panama, and that sort of put me on Costa Rica's radar as like somebody who could, win some medals for them. And then it just sort of took off. They support me to the best of their ability, and there's other programs I'm involved with, and I just make it work. I train hard, and for anybody out there that's watching, you don't have to be under a big name, huge name RTC or this or that. You train hard. The cream rises to the top eventually. So I just got after it, man.
What did it mean? What did it mean to your mom to see you do that?
She loved it. She was a big athlete in her day back in Costa Rica, but she pursued a more academic route. She's brilliant, multiple degrees, and she was a professor at OSU, and now she teaches at a nice private school in Columbus. But I think that she was really proud and is really proud to see me compete for Costa Rica and just really just do what I love to do.
It's cool, man. And man, growing up in Columbus, it's kind of a little wrestling hotbed there, right? You've got a lot of great clubs. I've talked to a few of them. Obviously, Palmer is probably the biggest one there, I'd imagine. Yeah. And then you got a program that's pretty good, right? They just got a new center opened up in the last couple of years. And man, what did it mean to grow up in that area? And what was wrestling, high school wrestling like in Columbus?
Oh man, it was good. A lot of the other districts in Ohio, they like to give the Central District crap. They think that we're weak, but Central District is growing so much, especially with Olentangy Liberty becoming sort of like a little Ohio State factory almost. It is just leveled up the Central Ohio wrestling so much. I had great coaches, Coach Trent Brooks and Coach White, Coach Martin, Coach Fitz, high-level coaches. I was super blessed with that, and they taught me the fundamentals and just instilled the love and the hunger. We wrestled hard live every day, and I was exposed to a guy by the name of Sergey Katayev, who was he was the Olympic coach for Belarus in 2012. And just had a little club in Columbus, but he used to come do Sunday workouts, and I was young. I would show up on Sundays now and then just because I was told to, kind of. But as I got older, I realized the wealth of knowledge that this guy is offering to me that I just had it in my backyard and didn't even really know about.
That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, obviously you hear a lot. It's always, Ohio State, Iowa, Penn State, Oklahoma State, at least from what I'm learning from all this. But I've had some great ACC. Looks like they're growing. I've had some Big Ten guys on here. So definitely, but I hope that people, I kind of put like playlists together on YouTube, and I put all the college coaches together. So I just hope that the kids reach out and get on the playlist and listen to all these college coaches like yourself, and just not as far as I want to go to App State or I want to go to Campbell or West Liberty, just as far as I asked them the same questions as far as I ask, talk about recruiting and transition. And I think if kids should just listen to these, they can, get themselves better prepared, because I've had 50 college coaches or something talk about the transition and what they do for recruiting and who they look for and kind of the intangibles. And, that can only help you get better, I think.
For sure. It's, there's always going to be some transition, like when you're going from being the big fish in a small pond and you're now going to a larger pond and you're a small fish. Oh, there's going to be growing pains, but I think that building good habits, so as soon as you're strong and able to really compete at that level, your habits are in order, your discipline's in order, and now you're growing exponentially, like week by week, tournament by tournament.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I know that. I mean, my my son is 14, so he's a young teenager who I'm not cool yet, but maybe when I get cool. But man, you're getting a lot of cool shout outs. You got Mucha saying Coach Lacey is the man. Pickens, proud of you, Max. Keep up the great work. Tyler Hogue, Ayo! I guess that's what he's saying. And Michael Randolph, Lacey's the man. Missed those middle school wrestling days, making moves, bud. Keep it up. So you're getting a lot of cool shout outs, man, on the show. It's kind of cool, man. Hey, I'm glad everybody kind of is watching. That's pretty dope. People see the show. So good, man.
Yeah,
I'm humbled.
for sure.
Like I said, I'm always honored to speak to you guys. So, all right, man. Well, I got some 10 questions for you. You ready to go?
All right. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. The Horseshoe or Covelli Center?
Ah, man. As much as I love wrestling, I gotta say the Horseshoe just because the history. It's a legendary sports venue.
Yeah, I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan, so I'll argue that overtime. But
Ooh,
it was still,
yeah.
it was still one of the greatest college football games I've ever seen.
For sure.
Pizza Rustica or OH Pizza?
Ooh, I don't even know if I've had either one of those. Pizza Rustica, OH Pizza. Well, I guess if I haven't had either one, Pizza Rustica sounds like a way cooler name, and I'm into rustic stuff, so I guess Pizza Rustica.
There you go. Franklin Park Conservatory or the Science Center, or no, the Center for Science and Industry?
Ooh, I gotta go to the Center for Science and Industry. Costa is the place to be. That is, even as an adult, you can go there and learn so much and have a great time, feel like a kid again. I love that place.
That's cool. Tyler Hogue and Nolan. Terrence Fanning. Max Lacey with them doubles. Nolan Whitley. Max is without a doubt one of my favorite teammates of all time. Big guy, little guy for life.
Yeah, man.
Cool, man. Hey, keep the shout outs coming, wrestling world. That's awesome. Thurman Cafe or Ash and M?
Ooh, Thurman Cafe. They got good burgers, good beers, good drinks. Hard to beat.
I like it. The Topiary, I might be saying this wrong, but Topiary Park or Ohio State House?
I gotta say Ohio State House, not so much the State House, but for the location. There used to be a mall down there called City Center that I used to go to when I was young. It was a super cool mall in downtown. So I like that part of town. It's like nostalgic for me.
I love it. Shout out to my turtle who went missing last week, Naomi Mengovin. Tyler Hogue, Thurman's is slap. I like it. I like it. I know what slap means because I have a teenager. They keep saying, I think Jo was on last night and they were talking about the US Open and my son's like, man, Yanni slapped him in the US Open. Like,
slap could be anything, man. It's crazy these days.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he should feel bad. I think Yanni does that to everyone.
That's right.
Roosters or Wings over Columbus?
Oh, man, I gotta choose. I would have said Wings over, but during quarantine, my dad and I ate Roosters probably once or twice a week, and their Carolina gold sauce is one of the best wing sauces you can get. So I gotta go Roosters.
Bam, I like it. I get to learn about all these cities by doing my little research here for these 10 questions. All right, man. Buckeye cookies or Buckeye cups?
Oh, Buckeye cups. Just because they're small, bite-sized, and I think I like the peanut butter to chocolate ratio. You know, it's like less chocolatey, more peanut butter, and the texture.
They look good. I'm a
fat
guy. I like it.
Man, they're delicious. They're delicious.
Man, so North Market or Hollywood Casino?
Oh, man. That one's tough.
They both look pretty cool.
I gotta say North Market just because they have a lot of like artisan stuff in there and a bunch of like cool restaurants. There's a spot in there where you can get like exotic meats. They got great fish, like bubble tea, smoothies, stuff like that. And it's a place to go where you can eat, drink, shop, and just generally have good vibes. So I love North
I
Market.
remember when we lived up in Philly, they had a market like that downtown where you could go in and it was kind of like that. You could shop, eat. Pretty dope. Yeah, it looked pretty cool. And then got to end it off with some good Ohio barbecue, B&K or Ray Ray's.
Oh, see, I'm bad for this one. I don't think I've had either one of those, B&K or Ray Ray.
Oh, that's all right. So tell us what the barbecue place is in Columbus.
Oh, I've heard a lot of good things about Ray Ray's. I'm not I mean, I don't know. I really barbecue spot. I don't really
All right,
know
how about
one.
this? How about this? Super 32 or Fargo?
I gotta say Fargo.
Being a freestyle guy.
Being a freestyle guy, you know, and it's just the mystique of Fargo, you know, like the legend of it is so big that you go there and show out, like everybody's gonna see.
Hey, it's not one of my questions that I wrote down, but I do like to ask. I'm starting to try. I should add it more. But who runs a better tournament, flow or track?
Man, I think flow is more appealing. Like as far as the system, it looks sharper. It's nice. It's sharper. It's nicer to the eye. But track is bare bones. You know what I mean? That's become the standard for me, and so
it's nice
I think
to be able
I
to
got
look at the matches and everything, right?
definitely. I gotta say track. You know, it's easy to read. White background. You know, just looks like pretty much a Word document with the bout board. I gotta say track. They do a good job.
Yeah, it seems like the kids like the screen up in the corner of the tournaments, and you get to see all this stuff coming up. Seems like, yeah. I mean, you know, we know Flow's content is good, but this has nothing to do with that. Just strictly, I like to ask as far as on a tournament level because
Yeah,
you hear different things.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, people complain about either one, but
Yeah, exactly.
that's just because that's what they do. So, did you watch any of the wrestling last night?
I did. I watched all the matches except two of them, I believe.
Yeah, I thought that the final match was kind of blah, but the Lugo Pletcher match was fire.
Yeah,
And
that
then,
was good.
there was the match. Was it the match right before that, or was it what match was it? Not the Downey match. There was the one right before Downey that was like 11-11 or something.
Was it Zane Richards and
Yeah, I think that was the one, and it was really good.
Yeah, it was a barn burner. I gotta say I'm a sucker for like I like watching good wrestling, but I also like watching like a quick quick text and just technique. The dude Nazar, I can't pronounce his last name, but
Oh yeah, the one that
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah,
Man,
he came out with some heat, man.
Yeah, it was fun. And obviously Pat Lugo being a Florida guy and watching Pletcher was cool. I had his coach on Nate on a couple weeks ago. I saw him sitting in the corner, so it was fun to watch. But yeah, man, those two guys were flying around a little bit. So
yeah, man, looks like Lugo hasn't missed a step. He looked really good.
yeah, man, I think as far as Florida guys to win national champs, I think he was going to get it this year, man. He was doing well, man.
Yeah, it would have been good. It would have been good between him and what was it, Sasso, right?
Yeah, they kept meeting.
Yeah, that would have been a good one to see.
Yeah, it'll be fun, and they got another stud from South Dade, Miami, going there, Brettley Reyna. So it looks like they're just reloading.
Nice.
Yeah.
No,
it's good.
There's a couple good Florida guys, you know. We've got a couple guys from Florida at West Liberty, and I know Coach Ramsey, one of my coaches from college, Mater Lakes Wrestling. Shouts out to them. They got a really good program down there.
Yeah, JD, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I had him on the show, man. He was super awesome. They started that program down there, and they're doing big things, and it's good for them, man. And, hey, and good for West Liberty, man. Keep kicking ass there. It's awesome. Keep growing. Hey, if you're a kid out there and you want to get a great education and be surrounded by great coaches, then man, hit these guys up at West Liberty and give them an opportunity to talk to you.
For sure. We're here.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate you coming on. And Brent Branson, dollars on Sasso next time they meet, Ward. No way. All no chance. For argument's sake, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No. Anyway, man, hey, this has been fun. You're obviously, man, a popular dude, man. Good for you. People obviously love you, man. I got more people watching this live than watch most. So good for you, man. And
hey, glad to hear it. Thanks for having me on, man.
Around. Yeah, we got Terrence Fanning talking good about you, and man, it's been fun, and I just enjoy doing this, and I enjoy that you guys are even giving back and doing your thing, man. So hey,
yeah,
make sure you jump on the live exchange and send me your logo, and when I update this board, you'll be on there.
Well, sounds good. Thanks for having me on. Keep doing your thing. It's great for wrestling, man. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Please refer anybody you'd like to see on here.
Definitely.
All right, brother.
Take it easy.